Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new episode of Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world-famous juggler Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
Well, I have to admit something, Ozzy. We typically talk a little bit before the show starts, and sorry to hijack this for a quick moment, but I was looking up some information about something I was planning on talking about in this show,
Yeah,
and
and
and because I was really excited about something, I found
uh-huh.
out something that I get. So the basis of this is that I've been hearing some stuff that there's a rumored return of a video game franchise
Okay.
known as Guitar Hero, which
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of.
Is that
Used
the
to work
guitar
for.
in the corner of your room there?
It is. It is actually. That's
Okay.
one of the old school ones.
There you
And
go.
so I was excited, but there was also, I don't know if I've talked about it already, officially a new guitar being made for guitar video games, such as, Guitar Hero, Rock Band, and even Clone Hero, which is kind of a PC port. I looked it up as we were talking before the show, and I might have been a little distracted because I knew that there was talks about it going up on pre-sale, this Riff Master, and it is officially on pre-sale. And I can't tell you how excited and happy I am right now. Like
My
I felt
question
like my own Christmas just happened with my Jesus jersey on. So
is it already ordered?
no, because I was close. I was close. I need to double check that the PS5 version will work for PC as well. So either that or I'm
You got to
getting the
do some
Xbox
research
version.
when we're done.
Yeah. So excited. How about you, Ozzy?
I'm well. I had a fantastic meal at Red Robin last night that I'll be happy to get into after our review. That is the segment of Ozzy's TV show with another episode. All right, also with us, Flesh Room producer Todd. How you doing, Todd?
Chilling. I just want to congratulate you on your match yesterday and today. Thought you did great. You're welcome, Dad. That's the only one I'm doing.
Which is funny. I love this because when I said I'm hijacking this for a moment, I saw the look on Ozzy's face. Like, what the hell are you going to say about me, Greg? And it had nothing to do with him. And then meanwhile, Todd comes in with the like out of nowhere sucker punch KO to Ozzy.
Well,
I loved it.
But
Or
it gets
Superman
better.
punch, I should say.
You should. Ozzy, now promote the shirt.
You can purchase this shirt at patreon.com/ No, wait. What's the site? You threw me off guard with this.
It's the link in the description's all you got to say.
The link is in the description.
There you go.
Okay, so I got to say, we are recording this on March 31st. So despite me wearing a WrestleMania shirt, I do not know what happened at WrestleMania. So if you're expecting anything like that, like, oh, he's got a WrestleMania shirt, I wonder what he thought of. Yada. I will say, congratulations, Cody Rhodes winning the title. How about that? I'll put that out there right now. And then if it doesn't happen, April Fools. You know, that was last week. Dang it. I'm sorry. One more time, Todd.
Oh, I was laughing at you, but no, I said, well, I'm hoping for Tommy Dreamer to finish his story.
Holy Toledo.
Okay, see, I didn't say what it was, but Ozzy got it. It was his WrestleMania quest.
All right, now moving on to our review this week of Spies Like Us, which was released on, well, we'll get that release date in a moment. That it was released in 1985, the exact release date to be revealed shortly. But Todd, do you have a trailer available?
I do, sir. And I shall play it now.
Spies Like Us. Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd.
We've got a very special assignment for you two.
Heads down!
This is my sister. You can all have her.
That's a coffin? That's a good idea.
See that? Hey, come on.
Honestly, you two are unbelievable.
Stop! Every minute you don't tell us why you're here, I cut off a finger.
Mine or yours?
Yours. Damn. Hello, Silver! Away!
Chevy Chase.
Get us the hell out of here!
Dan Aykroyd.
To think my high school guidance counselor said I'd never amount to anything.
Spies Like Us.
We're Americans!
It's Christmas, so there's your clue, Ozzy.
Well, the review date that I looked up was December 6th, 1985, which is the Christmas season, so that works, I believe. Rated PG with a runtime of 102 minutes, written by Dan Aykroyd, Dave Thomas, Lowell Gans, and Babalu Mandel, which I'm not sure is a real name, but that's what was listed in the opening credits. Directed by Todd's favorite director, John Landis. Starring
No helicopters were crashed in the making of the film.
starring Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd. Sorry, Todd, are you okay?
No, this is like this was fresh. So he just got the bodies on him. So this is not far after it happened.
An airplane did crash in the film, so
Well, hopefully the children are away.
So this initial thoughts on this was one of the films that had been recorded off of Cinemax that we had on VHS. So it was one that myself and my sister would watch repeatedly over and over. And I appreciate it so much more now as an adult because, I mean, well, as with most things, but I had not revisited this movie since then. So it was fantastic to revisit and get a better understanding of a lot of the humor. But I always love the delivery of Chevy Chase and everything. So, or more, not everything more modern, but in terms of this era of anything within the 80s decade, always a fantasy. And I always appreciate Dan Aykroyd and anything he's written. So,
right.
He's very Ray Stantz in this one.
Yeah, right. Greg?
Yeah, this was a film probably 4 or 5 years ago. I caught on TV and I was just like, oh, hey, it's Chevy Chase. And I had probably caught it about a quarter of the way through and just had to finish watching it. So it was nice to be able to start it at the beginning and go commercial free. So so I was really excited to revisit this film. And of course, those two together, I mean, it's always a winning combination.
And Todd?
Oh, I remember a young 9-year-old Todd saw this in the theaters. I don't remember if I requested to see it or if like my mother did, but we saw it. I forget because I don't watch this one that often. It's probably been a good 10 years since I watched it. But I do like it. It's just one I don't think about to throw on. Like if I want to watch a Dan Aykroyd movie or Chevy Chase movie, this is not the first one that pops in my head, but I don't see why it shouldn't be from now on.
Right. This wasn't one of my, I don't think it is a favorite moment, but just one that I found amusing is towards the beginning of the movie when you have Chevy Chase's character sitting at his desk and he has his feet on his table and he's watching a musical and it has Ronald Reagan pop up in the middle of it. And because he's in the State Department, it just was that much more entertaining. But going into the favorite moments, I might have given mine away, but it's not actually what is my favorite moment now that I've had it on a revisit, an adult view perspective, so to speak.
Why don't you tell us your kid? Because I have one that was when I was a kid also. That is not my favorite anymore.
Okay.
I'm just curious if it's the same thing.
I'll say when I was a kid, it was the scene of them when the zero gravity, or not the zero gravity, but and they walk out.
Yeah.
With I was busting up during the trailer when that happened because when I was a kid, I remember busting up like nuts in that scene happened, but now it's something different. How about you, Todd?
That whole segment, but it builds up to that too
Mhm.
with all the training. Yeah.
Still, is it?
Oh no,
still
no,
for the
okay.
kid moment?
No, I was letting you do yours. I was just agreeing with you on that. But,
Okay.
but if you want me to do mine, honestly, what got me this time, it was simple too, because it's like just an old joke, just doctor. But
Ah, yes.
the second run is the one that like I couldn't stop laughing when they brought it back because we knew we were gonna have to go through it all again.
Greg?
So there's a scene where they're in this firefight and a grenade's thrown out. And Chevy Chase is like, "Oh, what's this?" And then Dan Aykroyd's like, "You don't want it." And the way Chevy Chase just stands up, no panic, no stress, and just casually is just like, like just tosses it, like lobs it like it's nothing, no worries. It just got me so good. Like, yeah, that was just a fantastic, well played moment.
A great great line. I want to say not like my favorite moment, but a great line was in 1985 usage of the dick fur joke.
Yes,
That was
yes.
on my list too. That was my
But one that I appreciated now that I didn't understand before was the collect call, and I lost it.
Mm.
That like when he says, he talks about the entire thing, and they told you all this over a public phone. No, sir, they told the AT&T operator told me. That just made it even better, and I completely lost it. But there's just tons of great moments in this. I had written down yelling at the camel was a great one. The exam when they're trying to cheat, like that's when he cuts a giant fart and then just stares at the other guy, and
The
man,
other guy apologizes.
it's so great. But so we went all through our favorite moments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, it's a 5 simply because I had so much fun with it, and the story itself is kind of borderline serious and ridiculous that because it's like a comedy involving the US government and, spy whatnot, that you can kind of have a window to play with where it kind of could be real, like a drive-in in Lancaster, where it has this giant setup or whatever. But it was a 5 for me. It was a lot of fun to see. Greg?
Man, I've been debating this ever since I watched it because it's got a different pacing, and we recently watched a newer film that was, knock it out of the park, easy 5. You know, um yeah, I still think this still sets up with a good 5. I mean, the story's great. You're constantly getting funny moments. Yeah, I think I got to stick with it's an uneasy 5,
It's an
but great.
arguable 5.
Yeah.
Here's where I can't give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
My problem is when I watch it, I want to watch better pictures with Chevy Chase or Dan Aykroyd. It makes me want to watch Fletch. Makes me want to watch Dr. Detroit instead of what I'm watching. And for
Okay.
me, that's kind of like I do like this movie, and I do like a 4 is like a
Yeah,
It's
good
not
rating.
bad at all.
It's just that I think it makes me want to watch other stuff because I know as good as this is, there's better. It's weird, and
it's
maybe
one of
that's why I
those.
don't.
If you didn't know about the others, this could be a 5. So,
Yes,
yeah. No, I hear you.
That's a
Yeah.
fair point. That is a fair
So-
point. But standalone by itself, if you don't know about anything else in their library, it'd probably be an easy 5 for you.
yeah, could be.
Okay, good to know. That's what I wanted to get across there. So, but yeah, still filled with great moments, and unfortunately at this time not available to stream. However, is available to actually, I believe it's one of the Tubi. I think it's
I don't think it's on.
Tubi.
I don't think it's on anything right
I
now.
actually think I know why Todd can't give it a 5.
Why? I'm please. Maybe something I don't even recognize.
It's because they told them to go get Pepsi, isn't it?
You could be right. I didn't even think of
that. That is amazing. Fantastic. Well played, Greg. So that concludes our review of Spies Like Us. Check it out. Highly recommended from all of us, despite not having the same review, especially if you're a fan of Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd. Give it a little leniency if you know their other movies. So, moving on now to this week's Aussie TV show episode, which takes us to Red Robin, which, if you're familiar with the Orange County area, it's located on 1500 East Village Way in Orange, California.
Have you sent me the pictures, Ozzy, for me to display?
Oh, not yet. I will get there because I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay, well,
So,
there's our first one.
Oh my freaking gosh. Could you give me a break on that already?
Is this not your Red Robin pick?
No, this is Hoff's Hut. Come on.
You have your Christmas shirt on, at least.
Anyway, so at this place, we get there and we try to get seated. What's funny is when we go to sit at one booth, two waitresses look over at the host who's trying to seat us and just shakes their head and just says no, right? And it's happened right in front of my girlfriend. She fires, well, where do you want us to sit then? Firing back at the servers, right? So we go sit at another booth, and we actually had a server by the name of Zach, who is awesome. And if you're in the Orange County area, live by this area, you go to Red Robin and you have ask for to sit in like Zach sections or whatever. He knows exactly everything, which, you know, great with recommendations, good service, all that great stuff. Anyway, moving on is that they have these mozzarella sticks. They're like twists, right? They stay warmer longer, right? It's just cool. So for the last one, I split one with my girlfriend, and the split and the half that I gave her are the photos that I'm about to share with Todd that he will share with you. So we will go into the similar. Oh, don't do this to me right now. Is this... Are you going to tell me I can't share these? Oh, of course you are. Okay, fine. We'll do this. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Because of Apple's stupidity, I can't just share a photo like normal. Yeah. No, I said it. I'm not... Shots fired. Okay. I'll work around your stupid system.
Well, there you are. Is that your dinner date?
Okay. So, okay, back to the story. I split one of these mozzarella twists, and that was the half. Todd, I just sent it to you.
Okay, I'm doing it. Yeah, I already see it. Hold on.
There's also a close-up.
I'm trying. Oh, that's... Sorry, I had the wrong one.
That I'll get here.
Yeah, sorry. Bear with me. Couldn't... End-to-end scripts, all this nonsense.
There's going to be one closer up.
Okay. There we go. Now we should be good to go. There it is.
It looked like a tiny penis. And then my girlfriend, being the creative that she is, then did this. Stand by for the photo. I got to maneuver around, for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's Messenger that has the issue. Can't take this photo. But anyway.
Blame Messenger.
I would love to blame Messenger. There's that.
I uninstalled Slack on my phone today. It was so nice. I was like, why do I still have this crap on here? Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not supposed to be acting first, but
yeah. So she took some cheese on the end and then made a hole in the front and then put the cheese in that. And she's doing this all in front of the boy. And I was like, you're both 12 years old. And then, you know how much it takes for me to say that?
You were proud. You know
it. Greg, you know me too well.
Ozzy loves his Dixarella. Or is it mozzarella dicks? Which is it?
Dick Sorella sounds like a really weird Cinderella spinoff.
Starring Ron Jeremy.
So that concludes Ozzy's TV show episode this week. And do you guys have anything else to say before we head out for the evening?
No.
Okay, just a quick announcement. In a couple weeks, we're going to be back with a new episode of Flesh Wound Fist. We're going to review Beverly Hills Cop 2, so keep an eye out for that. But in terms of next week, we will be back with a brand new episode. So for Flesh Wound producer Todd, world famous juggler Greg Larson, and Ozzy V, me, we'll be back right here next week with a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Farce.